With the warmer weather upon us, many animals are looking for a place to have their young, and your attic may be just the place. It's a problem many homeowners face, but there are some steps, and easy ones at that, you can take to prevent it. Here to share some tips is Brad Gates of Gates Wildlife Control. You've got a show and tell here that's pretty amazing.
A little bit.
Tell me a little bit about what we're looking at with this and that.
These are roof vents. They're on the top of just about every roof, and it's meant to let the hot air out of the attic during the summertime.
So this would be pretty standard.
Yeah, this is more standard nowadays. They've gone away from the metal ones and onto the plastic ones. And animals know they learn from their parents or their mother that these are ways into the attic to a nice warm place to raise their young. And the plastic roof vents are no match. They simply chew their way in, and once they're inside, they curl up in the insulation and give birth.
But and even with this, they can do this kind of damage. Like this is, I couldn't do, like, how would you?
Yeah, it's a raccoon, and where there's a will, there's a way with a raccoon. If they want to get into your attic, they likely will.
You know, I guess the best approach in the beginning, and especially at this time of year, is take the preventative approach.
100%.
So how, what do you do?
The first step any homeowner can do is cut back the trees that are overhanging the house. Animals are opportunistic. They're looking for the easiest way onto a house and then to explore ways in. So if you can keep them off the roof of your house, you've caused them to go to your neighbor's house who might have a tree overhanging the roof.
Okay, so and what about the screens and things?
Yeah, so these particular roof vents, regardless of which type you have, we can wrap them with screen to prevent an animal from doing this type of damage. So that is certainly something you want to consider. Capping chimneys is also another way that you can keep animals out of the chimneys.
Are most chimneys, would they be capped?
No.
No.
Usually they're not. Some have I like to refer to them as a commercial cap, which is not animal proof as far as we're concerned.
Oh, okay.
So what we do is we often use a heavy gauge galvanized screen, put it over the top of the chimney, and that prevents them from being able to get back in.
So, okay, so what are some of the things I guess some of the first things that you should do if you do suspect that there's some critters moving around in the wrong place?
At this time of the year, we've been seeing raccoon babies and squirrel babies over the last week, which is about 2 weeks ahead of schedule.
Oh.
So you want to assume that there's babies up there.
Okay.
You don't want to take matters into your own hand in the sense that you chase the mother out, lock it up, and if she's locked away from her baby, she's going to do a tremendous amount of damage trying to get back to her babies.
Right.
So it's best at this time of the year to hire a professional, have someone come out, assess the situation, because we need to go into the attic and actually hand collect the babies, take them on the outside, and give them back to the mother.
And then, so you keep them together?
Absolutely. We want to keep the family unit together. We don't want to separate them because they'll die otherwise.
Are there some DIY things?
With respect to when there are a mother and babies, you can put a radio in the attic. Every raccoon that we deal with is as different in personality as humans are.
Yeah.
So certain animals will take offense to a radio in their living space and move out. Very low percentage, but
Sure.
it's worth a shot.
But it's something.
It's something to try initially, and then you may have to fall back on a professional.
Well, and that should be it. And tell us about some of the stuff. What is this?
So when we go into an attic, and the babies often are in the hardest place in the attic for us to get
some
to.
little corner.
Always a nook and
cubby.
cranny. So this allows us to reach into those tight spaces and collect the babies.
So with that,
Yes.
oh, okay.
So it's very similar to,
So you just- you can just-
and we can grab onto
okay.
the baby, pull it to where we can grab it and put
Yep.
it in a bag and take it outside.
And then this one here.
This is a snare pole. We use this primarily if a raccoon got into your basement or into your house, and the only other way to get it out would be to apprehend it
Yeah.
and then carry it outside and release it. So this loop would go around their belly. We don't take them around the neck because that
Right.
could hurt them. So we take them around the belly with that. It locks in place, allows us to manipulate them, get them outside, and then release them.
So, and if you're hiring, you're very kind to the animals. Obviously, you keep them together and move them or whatever you have to
100%. We are totally humane. I grew up raising baby raccoons, so
do. Did you?
I want to be as kind to them as I possibly can.
Brad Gates, thank you for
You're
coming
very,
in.
very welcome.